Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Hakim. It's your brother Ra'aza Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings unto the hopeful and sincere elect. Another plague on the loose. Said a man dies from Bubonic Plague. Basically, the Black Death reincarnated in the Americas. There's a man dies from the Bubonic Plague in New Mexico. Says this is the first death from the plague in New Mexico since 2020. So now, things are ramping up. I just did a sit down, I think one day ago, regarding a measles outbreak in the hostel residencies of the migrants. There's been an outspread of measles outbreaks. The young ones, the little kids, which is basically like smallpox and all that, but it's going from person to person, and a few people have basically contaminated that virus, and then they had to basically, in Chicago, and they basically had to lock down and quarantine that area. No one was allowed to leave until basically Esau deals with the situation. But that supposed outbreak's going on at the same time. This man from New Mexico died from the bubonic plague, which is definitely worse than the measles outbreak. Because that Black Death is a serious poison. That's a plague from the Lord to basically push the mass mortality rates of death across the four shores of the earth, especially over there in America. And the second Ezra 16th chapter says, great famine and great time. We're in a time of great famine and great mourning and great death, man. So this is definitely a plague of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai upon modern day Egypt, which is America. It says a man died of New Mexico from the bubonic plague, marking the first human death from disease. In the state since 2020, the New Mexico Department of Health announced on Friday that the Lincoln County man who is not named was first hospitalized after contracting the disease, and he died in hospital. And we already know through the WHO, the World Health Organization, and the WEF, World Economic Forum, how they got plans to depopulate the earth, cut the numbers down, so to speak. They call it the culling. And this is definitely going to add to that mortality rate. But yeah, this is a punishment and judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, upon the wicked. Like you can see in this clip here of the damn Oscars, that demonic ceremony called the Oscars, that these damn elites and these lesser luminaries celebrate. You got guys turning up on stage half naked like John Cena. This is the punishment that's coming upon these damn demons because of the wickedness that they're pursuing and pushing over there in Babylon the Great. The scripture said that their sins were lifted up to the heavens. So this is part of the punishments that the Lord's going to bring on America, aka Babylon the Great, aka modern day Egypt. The plagues, man, that bubonic plagues. More Abu Ratazar, as you can see, John Cena, part of a humiliation ritual, come out on stage butt ass naked, pushing folly, and him being basically initiated into that club. Brothers know what that club I'm talking about. So this is why the destruction's coming, man, because of all this folly that's pushed, man. So this man that died, oh, look at Eve, man. Fucking hell, look at this big Shirley ass Eve, with a stupid blonde hair, looking like a damn reject. But a baboon, fucking blonde-haired baboon, looking like Shrek and all that on stage. It's a fucking embarrassment. That's the so-called nigger woman for you right there. But anyway, yeah, more death and destruction's coming, man. Abaratazar, Baba Kushar. More plagues are released. You got the measles, and now they're saying that the bubonic plague spreading. So, death is coming, man, to the shores of America. That's the main thing. Let's jump to the scriptures. 2 Ezra 15 and 5, it says, Behold, the Lord saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And those pestilences are part of that. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled there. Like I just showed you in that short, small clip of the Oscars. That's a clear example of the wickedness that's, the hurtful works that's fulfilled in this wicked-ass society. You know, the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man, the minds of the people. You know, these rejects, these reprobate spirits out here. So that's why the Lord's pouring out them plagues, man. So more pestilences and destruction is coming, man. We read the next chapter. We know the plagues in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter mainly is talking about those nuclear missiles, because that's going to be the ultimate plague to end this whole fucking wicked ass society once and for all. So verse 2nd Ezra 16 and 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? What days? The days that we're living in right now, the last days, the end days, man. You know, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, and the beginning of famine and great death. And what's going to bring great death? A plague, pestilences, spreading like wildfire, man. Viruses, man. Outbreaks and all of that. Pandemics, plandemics. You know, this is the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? Yeah, so these plagues are, released from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, sent scourges for amendment, as it says in the next verse. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Yeah, it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Yeah, these people out here are just ignorant as fuck, man. They're not even going to consider that it's the punishment and judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai coming upon them because of their wickedness, and their lascivious behavior. So the Lord's just going to, hit them with the element of surprise. And Abarat, as I said, man, more of them, that bubonic plague spreads and more people start dropping dead, man. Going into the thousands to the millions. Because Esau said that disease X is coming, and it's going to basically be 20 times more effective than the whole C19er that was a precursor to what's coming, man, to the disease X from the WHO and all of that. So we're in that time, man. But ultimately, it's the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai coming to punish the wicked. I'll just read 2 precepts from here, and it closes out Deuteronomy 28 and 59. It says, the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance, man. Yeah, so these plagues are going to go on for a hot minute. There ain't going to be no short span thing. With the whole CV19, that lasted for like 2-3 years. So it was a continuing plague. But obviously this next one's going to do the job, until the nuclear missiles hit, basically, Abaratazar. It says, moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, says, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. It says, and also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, like the bubonic plague, the pneumonic plague, a plague of pneumonia, the lungs and all that, pneumonic plague. It says, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. So that's what the Lord's bringing. The Lord's bringing, this happened in ancient times, it's going to happen again. Even more so now, the Lord's going to punish the 2/3 of his people, and part of that punishment is these pestilences being released. So the Lord's not playing, man. The Lord's not playing. That bubonic plague is definitely not something to play with. In the ancient time, during the medieval times, they call it the Black Death, because your toes and your hands and your fingers will turn black. That's how the symptoms of you having that bubonic plague, your toes and fingers will turn black, and you start bleeding internally and all of that shit. Looking like something out of Resident Evil and all that, man. Looking crazy and all that, man. Very sickening. So these plagues are definitely infectious, and the Lord is definitely going to punish 2/3 and the rest of these rejects of the world, these other nations, with these plagues, these pestilences, as well as ultimately the nuclear missiles when it comes, man. But we all know that the MOT to the B has to be initiated first. So last precept is Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, the sword is sharpened and also furbished. It says it's sharpened to make a sore slaughter. So sore slaughter means there's going to be multiple deaths. Mass deaths, man. From the thousands to the hundreds and thousands to the millions. A sore slaughter. It says it is furbished to make that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Yeah, should we be going to the Oscars, worrying about some damn Grammys, all these different award shows and Super Bowls and all that mirthdom and folly, when all hell's about to break loose? It says, "He cometh the rod of my son as every tree." It says, and it have been given, and he have given it to be furbished. so that it may be handled. So this sword is sharpened, and it is furbished and given into the hand of the slayer, which is who? Esau Edom. He's the one that runs all these CDC chemical labs, with pseudoscience, experimenting on these people. He's the mad scientist that releases all these damn viruses out there, makes them viral, so to speak, for people to be contaminated, even from animals to human beings. Certain viruses out there. So, we're in some hellish times. In in that movie Leave the World Behind, you had the deer that was running up and down in the movie, chasing Julia Roberts and all of that, and that little teenage Jake female in the movie. And then later on, in real time in the news, Esau's talking about animal, basically deer's venison being poisoned and likely to be transmissible to humans with some mad cow type disease that they found in the deer, in the venison, man. So they was warning the people not to eat any venison and all of that recently. So Esau is a predictive programmer, man. Esau's showing you what he wants to do to these people out here, to push forth his new world order. And releasing them pestilences is part of it, because, going to the Georgia Guidestones, the first commandment is to maintain humanity under 500 million. And there's something like 8 billion people on the face of the earth right now. Over 300 million people over there in the Americas, if I'm not mistaken. So Esau going to cut down the numbers, man. But Yahweh Shai is with it. Yahweh is with it, because he said he's given the power to cut down these numbers, given the power of these to these devils, and put it in the hand of the slayer, which is Esau Edom. So, Esau's blessing is the sword. So anyway, with that, close out. Anyway, keep our eyes open, see what's going on. If the numbers jump up. But give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, and Kakodash, Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.